Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are here on the back of a big 3 points against the mighty Leicester. You know what I mean? Further solidifying our status in the Premier League. You know what I was there? We are staying up and we are looking up in the table, going all the way to the brilliant 13th position. And we're here to discuss it all, man, with my brothers, Ash in the building. Ash who's had a few bevies, but you know what? It's okay to have a few bevies on a day like this where Liverpool lose and Man United win. Why not, man, Ash?
Nah, this is shameless, this side. What we're doing here, man, this is shocking. Do you know what I mean? Leicester City, 6 relegation, 6-pointer and all that. Listen, we'll take a 3-0, of course. Do you know what I mean? It was nice, but Rude's not won a game in however long. Like that Leicester team's awful. When's the last time they scored a goal? About 10 games ago or something like that?
I don't know.
Those boys are shocking. Let's forget about it anyway. Liverpool not winning. That was beautiful. And yeah, United winning 3-0. We'll take it. I had a family occasion today. You know, niece had a birthday and all that, and so family's all down and that. So I had a good time today on top of the football. But yeah, we'll get into the Bruno spectacular performance and sad news with Aiden Evan and all that. But yeah, I'm excited to be as always to be chatting to Flawless and the chat and yourself, and make sure you're getting those likes, and yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, man. Obviously, with my guy here, Flawless in the building. Flawless, what are you telling me today?
I'm good, man. It's always good to be here. So big up to you for having me on, Saeed. Always good to see Ash. Shouts to the chat as well. And good to be here after a win. And not only a win, but like a convincing win and a good performance. Like, obviously, it is Leicester. They're awful, but how many times have we drew or lost to awful sides this season? So you don't take it for granted that we made a poor side look poor. Because if we would have drew or lost the game, we'd be here saying, look, they're Leicester, they're terrible, they're in 19.
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't scored in however long, they're in there and all this. So yeah, but no zero complaints in regards for today as well. And I love that. I seen the title. I was like, yo, this guy, you know exactly what you do with this title. Yeah,
listen,
I love it.
Listen,
I love it. I know exactly what you do.
We get told we don't give Bruno enough praise, so we're gonna praise Bruno today. You know what I mean? Like they say that we don't do it enough, so we'll give him his credit. 2 assists and a goal. Listen, it's a magnificent performance again on a very good run of form. So we're gonna give Bruno his plaudits and whatnot. And without coming to no extreme kind of situations, you know what I'm saying to you. But yeah, man, like I'm glad first of all we got the win. And yeah, man, I feel like I'm not saying United are back or anything, but like it's good to have that winning feeling, Flawless, because it's been doom and gloom. You know what I mean? Like if you can't be excited by winning the game, then bro, like you might as well stop being a fan then, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Being happy that we won a game. Like, bro, 3-0. Rasmus Hojlund scoring. Bro, like
yeah, Hojlund and Garnacho bagged.
Yeah.
Hello went past his man, you know what I'm saying? He was saying hit man with the crossover. And I was like, oh, what's going on there? Yeah. But yeah, of course, because people hear yourself or Ash or me on this show being critical, and it's like, we've just lost. Like, what are we supposed to say after we've lost the game? And where we are in the league, we'd be 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, talking about, we're staying up, and people expect us to be positive.
Yeah.
Same way when we're talking about being critical of players, and it's like people don't understand that you can be balanced. The team plays well, we praise the team. The team performs poorly, we criticize the team.
Yeah.
Manager manages well, gets praised. Manager performs poorly, gets criticized. Same for individuals. Same, you mentioned Bruno as well. Bruno played well today. So I don't have any complaints with his performance today. I thought he played well on Thursday against Sociedad as well. 0 complaints. But my issue is that people act like that's the norm. If he did that week in, week out, I would have less complaints. My biggest issue with him is consistency. We'll see. Because we've seen this before. Because I remember the Arsenal and Liverpool games.
Yeah.
They were 2 good performances from the team and 2 good performances from him in particular. and there was that conversation, and then he reverted back to type. So like you got, like I said, you got to show me in regards to form. Like B can shut me up, so I can tell. I'd love to be sat in here and say, hey, you know what, 4 or 5 next month, you know what, he's performed since the Sociedad second leg game. We've in the quarterfinals, he's played well in the 2 games against Leon despite the result. And you don't necessarily have to get GNA, because I think in both games, take out him getting GNA, he played well in them. This game against Leicester.
Yeah. That's what I like as well. He's without the assist and goal.
Take his goals, take the goals and assists away from these last 2 games. He's played well. And people get that misunderstood. Of course, getting GNA is important, but it's not the be all and end all. You can get GNA, but also perform well and help the team, which then helps other players get GNA, which then helps the team win games. So I'm hoping so. So in regards to that, but common sense say or hate that I'm too too balanced and too rash. And people say, oh, you hate it. No, he's performed well, as did the team today as well. That's why I don't, outside of really Ericsson from today, I don't have any complaints with anyone. Hojlund, as much as I'm critical of him, played well today. Took his goal well. Composed. Garnacho, if he should have been on side for the first goal that got ruled out, but still a good finish. And the second one took it early. Better decision making for the entire team. Obviously, Heaven's injury is the major downside to today. But other than that, no complaints. Shut me up. Consistency. Well, we've seen this. Arsenal and Liverpool are prime examples. 2 games, we put in 2 good performances, and we thought, all right, can we kick on? And then I think we lost the next 4. Something like that.
Yeah. So, no, I agree. Jason. You know what? We're starting to see overall good games from people, man. Like you said, it's good overall getting a goal and assist, but has your overall game been good? And I think for me, apart from Ericsson today, I thought everyone else was very, very good today. You know what I'm saying? To maybe Dalot, apart from the assist, maybe could have done better. But you know what, man? Like, listen, I ain't got a bad word to say. And you know what I'm happy for mostly is the manager as well, because he kept believing in the team. He kept believing in himself, and also like understood that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. But you know what? Stuck at it. And listen, you got to beat the teams in front of you. So when everyone says like, oh, but you only beat Leicester. But we were struggling to beat Leicester before, and all these teams before.
We struggled to beat Leicester under this manager. We struggled against Southampton. We struggled against Ipswich.
Yeah.
People not see off these things. Did we not score a last-minute winner against Leicester? The Harry Maguire offside.
Yeah, that should have been offside.
Yeah, that should have been offside.
Yeah.
Southampton, it took Ahmad to do a madness in like the final 4 or 5 minutes where he got a brace against piss poor Southampton.
Yeah.
Please, let's not take wins for granted and understand what we are.
Yeah. Now, real talk, man.
Pick up the
like, like for me, that was a controlled performance from the off. Like, there was not one time in the game I was like, wow, we're on the back foot here. We're looking a bit, like that was a controlled performance from Man United. Nothing flashy, nothing crazy. But you know what? Players doing their job. Not many players giving the ball away. Like even Garnacho today, it rarely gave the ball away, Ash. You know, it's a controlled performance in there. And that's what you want to see. Like, that's it, bro. And, you know, we made Leicester what they are. 3-0, easy, light work. That's what it should be from the norm anyway. That should be a performance United should be doing away from home. Making it easy and making it what it should be. An easy, comfortable game. Simple.
You know, comfortable performance. I mean, Bruno Fernandes, we talk about players that have improved under the manager and that, and you've got a point to Bruno under Amorim. Amorim's kind of calmed him down. You know, he stopped all them Hollywood balls and, you know, he stopped trying to do too much and take too much on his shoulder. At the moment, he's kind of keeping his head on his shoulders and, you know, simple passes, simple movement. He gets those little late runs into the box and, you know, to the edge of the box and feeding players when he needs to. I think a big thing with Bruno Fernandes for me is he kind of likes criticism. We heard, what was it, a week or two ago, Roy Keane calling him, you know,
Roy Keane,
you know, yeah. You know, and whenever he kind of gets a bit of criticism, Bruno, he steps up. It's whenever we start to praise him and, you know, he starts to get a little bit big-headed, do you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden he starts doing things, you know, that he just doesn't need to do. But today, the team in general was fantastic, you know. I thought Aiden Evan, you know, what a play in that first half. So unfortunate to see him missing, but I mean, you know, the speed and he seems so far beyond his years than what we're actually, you know, what his actual age is. You know, what a player. And I'm going to say it again. You know, you hear it from me many times, but no Maguire in the team. It's a different team. Do you know what I mean? You look at Lindelof at the back, a solid, just a player who can get on the ball, bring the ball out, simple football. You know, someone who's actually got a little bit of pace. It makes a big difference in the team, and it makes a big difference for the system that Amorim wants to play. Overall, I've got no complaints. The only thing you could look at is maybe Eriksen. Eriksen, you know, looked a little, for me, he just doesn't look up to the pace of the Premier League anymore. Yeah. You know, he looks like we're carrying him, doesn't it? But overall, got no complaints. I was surprised that, I don't know if you'd heard, but there was a lot of rumours that Onana wasn't going to play today.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. But you know what it's like, though, isn't it?
Apparently he wasn't well or something. Late finish.
Yeah, I got a bit excited about that. When I heard that news, I was a bit excited. I was like, okay, let's see what's going on here. Do you know what I mean? We've got someone else who could potentially step up. And it's mad to say, but I was a bit disappointed to see him on the team sheet. But that team we saw today, you know, it's far from our best team. There's still, you know, a few players to come back into it. But you can't complain. Just a decent, solid performance. And Rasmus Hojlund getting a goal, and it was a nicely taken goal as well. You know, it wasn't a snapshot. You know, he controlled the ball well. You know, he took it out of his feet and then took a shot off his weak foot and, you know, placed it in the corner of the goal. There's not much more you can say about it. That's a fantastic finish, and that's what I see from Rasmus Hojlund. It's unfortunate that we don't see it enough. I'm surprised we didn't see more of Xerxes today a little bit early on as well, because it felt like a game that instead of
I felt like it was distracted, man. They were just trying to prioritize him. You know what I mean? Because he was just absolutely worn out. Saying that, apparently, you know, again, Mazraoui played fasted again. You know what I mean? Probably had something to drink, but not to eat. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. Mazraoui, like, he's just playing without no food and just energy levels. Mad right now. You know what I'm trying to say? So
yeah. And shout to De Ligt as well. De Ligt, man. You know, that block. Yeah. You know, a big fan, and he really seems to be settling in and, you know, just looking comfortable at the back at the moment. And, you know, he just, like I said, looks comfortable, and he looks calm on the ball. And so, over the last couple of games, it's not felt like we've panicked at the back. And again, I hate to say it, and I know a lot of the Maguire fanboys will jump on me, but Maguire, taking out Maguire out of this team, we look solid. We look like a comfortable team.
Yeah, you're not going to let that one go, innit? Maguire.
I'm not going to let it go. Do you know what I mean, Say? Because we've suffered him for the last 2 years, mate. Do you know what I mean? And he does the odd nice thing, you know, inside the box, and, you know, when we're defending in a low block, but the amount it costs the team, and it's so clear to see when he's not in the squad. You see how much more expansive and open we are, and the ability to be able to go and press a little bit more and go play a little bit high up. It's such a massive difference, and I don't want to see him anywhere near the team again. I really don't. Do you know what I mean? The idea that we extended his contract for me was madness, and I don't want to see him anywhere near this squad now.
Yeah. Super chat here from MDRI and Samurai. Big up to you, my guy. Says Bruno, Ramadan Mubarak. Big up to the panel. Get well suited in heaven. Smasher likes people. Big up to you, man. Samurai, man. Appreciate the donation. You know what? I get what you're trying to say, but, like, for me, I'd rather have him there than flipping Lindelof, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, real talk.
Serious? Okay.
I'd rather, you know what? I'd rather have neither. Let's just move on from both of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. I think Heaven's shown what having a centre back of a certain quality does. Like when it's De Ligt, Maz, Heaven, throw Yoro in the mix, and the defense looks miles better. Because they're just more, especially in a back three where you have to go out into wide areas because you're playing with wing backs. You just need more mobility. And this time to move on from Lindelof. And Lindelof did all right today. There was only the one time where Vardy got past him and he squared it, and De Ligt had to make the crucial block. I think it was in the second half. But other than that, he didn't really have too much to do. But it's time to move on from these.
No, 100%.
It's time to move on to both.
Extend this deal. Unless United sell him in the summer, I don't know.
Sell him. Like, he's one of those. Like, I'd rather have let Heaven get his minutes.
Apparently, we got some good news regarding Heaven, by the way. He's
he walked. They say he walked out with his foot in a brace. I heard.
Yeah, what is that? Is that good news? Is that that's reckon that's
because
You know,
put it this way, it's better than him being on crutches.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
It's better than him being on crutches. But
what is our luck with injuries though? Like, what is this about? Do you know what I mean? Like, as soon as we get excited about a player coming back and getting into the team or doing well, out.
I know.
Madness.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't expect him to be back straight away. But you know what? I think they'll have to assess it because you know what happens overnight. It can swell up.
Yeah,
it can swell. It can, you don't know what can happen after overnight.
Hopefully, he can play some form of part in the rest of the season.
Bro,
we've got international break now, though, haven't we? So he's got a bit of rest there. Do you know what I mean? So
got a couple of weeks. So you hope they obviously
Bruno's
of course they'll scan it, and then hopefully you think, all right, then they'll know how long it is, and if he's back within 3 to 4 weeks, cool, because he's going to be needed. I've been impressed ever since he got in the side, and he gives lovely balance with his left foot. That's what it is.
Saying too much here. He just looks like I don't know if Howard Hargreaves says he's 18, but he plays like he's 28. Like, bro, the guy is like playing beyond his years. He looks comfortable on the ball. He looks assured. He looks like he's making the right decisions. He's blocking everything. He's like, and if he does get I think there was a moment in the game where it looked like he got caught out, but then his recovery, bang! This guy is a player, man. Without, like I said to you, doing the madness and saying, "Yo, he's gonna be this and that." What we have for 1 million, boy, this guy's one for the future. Definitely one for the future, man. You know what I mean? So we gotta protect him. We gotta make sure he's good. That one there, I felt like for me, Patson Daka must have fell on his ankle or something. It felt like that to me. But obviously, we have to hope for, because like I said, right now, we don't have someone that can play on that left side. We have Euro, but Euro's injury prone as well. He's looking like he's getting a lot of injuries. So we have to manage Lenny Euro. And we can't manage Lenny Euro if we don't have someone that's
we got no other left-footed centre-backs, have we? Because he adds, that's one thing he adds. It makes it so much easier to play out from that area when you have someone who's left-footed.
Yeah.
Because they can get the ball and they can go play it to the wing-back, play to one of the central midfielders, or they can go a little bit more direct if you want to go into the 10 or into the striker type of thing. It adds so much. It's just so much comfort. It just makes it so much more comfortable. And then defending out there as well. Because it's like when you have a right footer out there, it makes it like, all right, they want to, it just makes building out from the back much more difficult.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So, and I don't think there's obviously Martinez is done for the season. Heaven, we don't know. But like one of the last comments just said that you pulled up that Bruno walked out with a boot and he played the next game. So international break at the right time. And hopefully it's nothing terrible.
Nothing serious,
hopefully it's nothing serious. It's nothing long-term of this. So
right now, we need people to step up with performances. You feel me? Like he's been a shining light in a bad time for Man United. Like he's come in and stepped up in a back three system that really and truly not many people have stepped up. You know what I mean? So I'm glad we haven't seen the worst of this injury. So hopefully, fingers crossed, man. But yeah, man, heaven, quality, man. Delit as well. I thought he was outstanding as well. Like Delit, there's a lot of people that have been kind of talking about him, saying, you know what's been underwhelming and whatnot. But I think in terms of box defending, like he just loves it, man. Like blocks, interceptions, leadership. Like Delit for 45 million, bro. Like we can't really turn your nose down on that one, guys. But like he has been very, very good in a bad United team. He's the one that's always looking the one like, you know what, fair play. You know, fair play.
Yeah, he's played. Yeah, he's been that. Like even when we've been conceding goals or conceding chances, and people have like pointed to him, or he's made a couple of mistakes. For the most part, he's been consistently good in what's been terrible. Especially, like Ashley keeps mentioning, playing next to Maguire, who you have to compensate for because you can't play your game because you know he's next to you. And normally he's Delit's playing right-sided centre-back, which ain't his preferred. To me, not his best position. He's better central. But when you got someone who's nothing worse than someone who's not mobile in a high-pressing system that leaves space, and you know you have to cover for yourself, but he ain't covering for you. You know if you're out of position and you let your guy go, he's not recovering. It's not like having a Euro next to you or a Heaven next to you or even Lindelof to an extent. Everyone who plays everyone who plays that has some form of recovery pace. Maguire's finished. Upward to Rhino, absolutely dinnered with any space. He's not. The Everton goal we conceded. None of our other centre-backs get done like that, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it's just because it's him. So, yeah, Lindelof's good.
Yeah,
I think I was talking about the goal, but there's more. Yeah, go on, Ash.
Yeah, I think you see with De Ligt as well and Maguire, the relationship there, they don't work as well. Is because I think Maguire suffocates De Ligt. I think Maguire's kind of leadership, the captaincy. I feel like De Ligt kind of takes a back seat and allows Maguire to do all that because, you know, he is the statesman at the club, you know, the older guy, the former captain and all that. Whereas when he's out of the team, De Ligt kind of he raises himself. You see a lot more of his personality. You see him, you know, that bit of leadership, that little bit of confidence out the back, and he's allowed to play his game. And he looks like a player. You know, we forget he's 25 years old.
25.
You know, that's a young centre back. You know, however much experience he's got, having played at Juve, having played at Bayern, having played in Champions League, you need those kind of players. Do you know what I mean? You know, he's someone who understands and gets it. And today you saw with a block, and you know, you see at moments he just looks calm. And I feel like when you've got him next to Euro and Heaven, that's a young back line, and that's the back line that can improve and grow together and kind of build that chemistry and something to be excited for. And you know what? He might not be the be all and end all. He might not be, you know, a mainstay for the next 3 or 4 years, but the fact that he's there and he can be a squad player, and he's going to be better than Lindelof, he's going to be better than Maguire, and he's going to be better than Evans. Do you know what I mean? So we can build off that. We're looking at our centre-back core at the moment. We've got Heaven, De Ligt, Euro, and you can build on that now. Get another two, do you know what I mean, around that, and we start getting a real solid centre-back core, do you know what I mean? You know, right? Whereas we were looking at we were starting Maguire and Lindelof, do you know what I mean? We were in a situation where those were our starting centre-backs. You know, at Manchester United, it's absolute madness. We were in that situation. Also, I mean, I'm forgetting to say Martinez as well. You know, we know he's got his injury problems, but he comes back into that with De Ligt, Euro, Evan. It's starting to look like that kind of position, that area is solid, and that's made up, and we won't have to worry about that over the next couple of years. So it'll only be a good thing, and I hope De Ligt continues, because for the fact that it's his first season in the Premier League as well, usually players take a season or two to settle in. You know, we'd expect De Ligt next season to improve even more, having settled into the club, having settled in his surroundings, Manchester, all that. So you would expect an improvement from him next year. I'm just excited about him. I'm happy to have him in the team, and I think
absolutely, man. Nah, facts. Let's analyze the goals then. Big up to everyone locked in, but make sure you hit the like button. We need to get to 500 likes, people, ASAP. So if you're in here right now and you haven't hit the like button, give us a thumbs up button right now. Bottom right hand corner helps the channel, and obviously subscribe to Flawless's channel, Saeed TV, and obviously Ash Madness. Let's look at the goals then. The first goal we got from Rasmus Hojlund then. Brilliant assist from Bruno. Can't lie to that, ball in behind from Bruno was good. But you know what I liked about the goal was his touches from Hojlund. The touches were very, very much to his direction, to where he needed to be. You see what I'm trying to say? It weren't away from him. It weren't like he weren't playing against himself, basically. You know what I mean? Because his touch doesn't help him, does it? But the touch was good. And I can't lie, he does love a right finish. Like, he does love to shoot with his right. You know, and I thought for me, that was an excellent goal. Like, I can't lie to you. That for his for where he's been this season, I wouldn't have expected that to be his third goal of the season, because that is normally a confident finish with your right. So you know what? As much as I don't rate him and I want him to be sold, and I've got my other agendas, but right there, I give it to Hojlund. Good finish. Overall game was good. But yeah, man, like, what do you reckon, Flawless, that goal there in terms of the finish and the kind of touches and whatnot? Was it?
I mentioned it right at the start. It was a good goal. Composed. It's something we don't associate with Hojlund in those situations. Yeah. Composed, controlled. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was gonna miss. I ain't gonna lie.
Same. That's what I'm saying.
I fully thought he was gonna miss. We seen in the Sociedad game him miss 2 chances. You've seen the one he put wide, and then there was one that was blocked that was going well wide on his right foot as well. So good finish. And you mentioned it also, Saeed, about his overall game being good as well. And that was also better. Like, he wasn't giving the ball as well. The ball wasn't bouncing off him. There was no trampoline touch today. He was actually getting the ball, holding it up, giving goals, smart runs. And again, just doing the basics. This is simple stuff. That's the key. You do the simple stuff, then the rest of then everything else is like, well, we're not falling into place, but you give yourself a platform to perform the more difficult things.
Simple. Yeah.
Especially as an attacking player. It's not about the flicks and tricks and going past it. He'll just hold the ball up. Pass it to someone in the same colored shirt as you. That type of thing.
Do what you want, man.
Hey, you know what? If I hadn't scored in 99 days, I'm whipping out the celebration.
I'm whipping that celebration.
It might be 99 days till he scores again. You don't know when that's gonna happen again. Bro. He might not score. He might not score now. This might be his last goal in the Premier League this season. It might.
Yeah.
Be. It might be. He's gone 0016 twice, 20 plus before today. His last goal, I think, was December. So of course he's gonna whip out the celebration. Are you crazy?
Keep it humble, brother. What's the word? Keep it humble, bro. Like,
how is it humble? Celebrate how you want to celebrate. Like, you got, like I said, I understand. He might not. People don't realize he might not score again in the Premier League before the season's out. He might not. So you got to celebrate that.
Listen, celebrate that. I actually don't think it's a bad celebration. You know, like when you, like, you know what I'm saying, like, bro, do it. Listen, if you score goals, bro, no one's gonna look at your celebration. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like the Garnacho one, do what you got to do, score the goal. Like, man, because I'm not. If I'm saying to you, you're not scoring enough goals, but I'm the first one to say your celebration's bad. How does that work out?
People just want to complain. Like I said,
how's
if
that?
you like the celebration or not. But it's like,
bro,
he scored.
but actually slandering him, for not scoring. But then you say it's a shameless celebration. Bro, you just got to do what you got to do.
I don't care how he celebrates. Like, score goals.
Do celebration, mate.
I want to see that celebration every game.
Scored.
You I mean? Scoring?
Yeah. And listen, before I get Ash's opinion, people saying, it's Fair's fault for not getting straight to him. Fair's a rubbish defender. Like, I don't need to know that, bro. You get me? Like, he did what he did. He scored. And Ash, you can't complain.
Why we acting before we go to Ash? Why we acting like we ain't seen Hojlund locked up by every poor defender?
That's what I'm saying.
You acting like man's been locked down by like Rudiger or something. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like he's been locked down by the creme de la creme of strikers. We've watched him struggle against every team.
Yeah.
Every team in the Premier League, pretty much. We've watched him. We watched him struggle against the Sociedad centre-backs. And they're rubbish. They were dreadful. But
dreadful.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, with Hojlund, I think, he's clearly not good enough to lead the line at Manchester United. We're stuck with him now until we find a suitor somewhere. But, I feel like it's built off the confidence of the performance in midweek. You saw all the players going to him, in the celebration in one of the goals against Real Sociedad. You even heard Ruben Amorim say that, if you're not aware, Ruben Amorim said that in one of the training sessions or one of the video sessions that he was showing highlights and videos to the rest of the team, saying, look how much work Rasmus is doing. So you can clearly see Amorim's been working on his confidence, and that's reaped its rewards and the benefit there of him scoring a goal. Because who knows, Rasmus a couple of weeks ago, he probably misses that. I like his weak foot. I think he's got a fantastic right foot. The fact that he's, I don't remember him scoring off his left foot recently. Like, he always seems to be comfortable taking it off his right. But he did nothing wrong today. He took the ball well. It wasn't blowing the touches. He slotted the ball home. You can't really complain. He celebrated. He scored a goal. He's 21. He's scoring goals in the Premier League. You can't blame him for celebrating. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. And, he's trying to enjoy his time, which he's probably aware of that he's not at this level. And it's just going to be one of those situations where it's going to be time, and then we'll get a decent striker in the summer. We saw Osman score a hat-trick this week, and I don't know if he scored it. Sorry, what was it? Second or his third goal in the movement.
Third goal of the season. Premier League.
No. Sorry, I'm saying Osman. Osman scored a hat-trick.
Osman.
He scored a hat-trick, and his movement was unbelievable. Like that's what a striker is, and unfortunately, Rasmus hasn't got that. Rasmus needs with Wout face there. He needs kind of a poor defender.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Time.
If there's any time he's gonna score, it was meant to be today because look at the games coming up: Forest, Man City. Some tough games coming up. Newcastle. If there's ever a moment to score, it's gonna have to be now. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I mean anyone's stat pad today because boy. You ain't gonna get time to stat pad maybe in the next couple of games. So but my thing is, it's like I think Man United also are probably having this international break at the worst time because they need to build momentum. And obviously we'll talk about that in a short time there. But the second goal, man, was disallowed, Garnacho, but then he got his goal straight after, man. Garnacho on the right, guys, Has the manager now found a formula, or is it a case of still?
No, it works though. It works, doesn't it?
Does it work? Does it work?
It's been working. He's not been doing anything off the left-hand side, and the fact that he seems a little bit more selfless on the right-hand side. He's more willing to actually provide assists and provide a little bit of gameplay. We saw that against Real Sociedad. We saw it away, and we saw it at home. So for me, I want to see if Garnacho is going to be playing there or playing at any point for United in the future. That's the position he's got to be playing at. I don't want to see him starting as a right attacking midfielder for United. I don't think he's good enough, not yet. Anyway, we've how many times have we said he's an impact player off the bench? He's good enough coming off the bench, but starting, I'm not too sure he's good enough. I mean, we got to respect that this is Leicester. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, we won 3-0, but Leicester. This is a bad team. This is a poor team. You know what I mean? So, and how many games did he not scored until now? I mean, what was it? 16 games.
This is his first goal under Amorim in the Premier League.
Yeah, Premier League.
You know what I mean? Like, I
feel like he's better suited on the right hand side, but more than the left because with the right, he's always inclined to not shoot. He's got a more look up and pass. But it's on the left hand side, guys. He's just so greedy, man. Like he's so like. Oh, I've got to cut in and shoot. I've got to cut in and do this and that. Like, I've got to be the hero, And on the right, he's got to be a bit more of a team player because you can't just simply shoot from the right. Like, it's difficult. Like, it's a difficult skill, especially for him as well. But it was a low, low hard finish on the ground. And you know what, man? Like, fair play. It was a good finish and a good all round performance in terms of again not being selfish. Being a team player, getting involved in certain areas, you know what I mean? Not losing the ball a lot. Like, listen, got to give credit where it's due. I thought Garnacho played well again. You have to remember it's Leicester. But I feel like last couple of performances, Arsenal, this game, Europa League game, I feel like he's starting to put in a few good... Because we always talked about GA being GA. I actually think without the GA, he's been playing well. Like, if you didn't put the GA there, he would be playing well. So again... Credit where it's due. Good finish. Keeper no chance. I don't know what you man thought of the finish flawless on the Garnacho one.
Yeah, it was a good finish. You know what? Because he caught the keeper out. Keeper's not expecting it. Shot early, struck well. And that's what it is. Good decision. And again, zero complaints. Good decision making in the final third. And as with him playing in the right, him playing from the right it limits his favorite thing that he likes to do, which is cutting and shoot.
Yeah.
It's not cutting and shoot every time you're forced to, whether you're playing a ball on the inside or you're playing a ball on the outside. But I'm holding off on he's much better on the right. That's just chill.
Yeah.
Let's just wait and see because we got you mentioned it, got big games coming up when you did the list. We got Forest away. We got the Manchester derby. We got Newcastle. We got the 2 Lyon games. There's 5 big games, 5 tough games. Of course, the Europa League games are much more important in regards to the season, but we still can't be out here going and getting battered by those 3 in particular. The Manchester derby. Manchester derby could be the last game of the season, and there's nothing on it whatsoever, and you still want to win that. So I'll relax on that. With me, it's like, show me these performances. That's where I'm at. If he plays well over these next 5 games on the right, then I'll go, all right, maybe there's something to it, but I take into consideration the opposition. But just because I take into the consideration who we're playing, it doesn't mean I take away from the performances we put in, because we've watched Garnacho and this team struggle against all opposition. This is why we are where we are in the league. This is why you, myself, Ash, many of the United fans, the United fans happy. No matter who you blame, none of us are happy with what's going on. So I'm like, but we'd like to get way, way, way ahead of ourselves before anything. Oh, is he better on the right? Whoa. It's been a couple games.
No, I said, like, is he like, what's the word, like?
Well, what Z said, we do turn to perform better in big games.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. Z, and I hope that continues.
Yeah,
we have. And that's why I said I take into consideration about I take into consideration on both ends. Yes, there is tougher opposition to play.
Yeah.
However, we struggled against the weak opposition all season long.
Yeah.
So, like, but I'm not taking away. I'm just saying, whoa, chill with anything like that. You need to show me more than a couple games, is what I'm saying.
No. I think for me right now, I don't think he's gonna move on to the left hand side anyway. There'll be Xerxes on that side, Garnacho, Rasmus Hojlund. That'll be the three for the rest of the season until Ahmad comes back or whoever comes back, or if it doesn't work out in I don't know, in a couple of games, he might change it around. But that'll be the three that performs week in, week out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm trying to say? So let's see if that one works out. But yeah, and then we got the third goal. Bruno Fernandes, brilliant finish. And lovely assist from Dalot in terms of the way he. First of all, we need to credit Casemiro's ball from deep. I don't know if you've seen it. The ball over the top to Dalot was excellent. And then you got to realize with what we did after that, we literally, Dalot step foot, bang, and then right into Bruno. And it's a lovely finish, man. That there is like a typical Bruno finish, you know, side to the keeper, but almost like it's not like a curling, powerful shot. It's not like he's put like power into it. He's placed it, but then he's also just curled it across, and the keeper's got no chance. So yeah, man, third goal, excellent game, wrapped up, man. You know what I mean? And we won 3-0, man. Nice and easy. Actually, that brilliant goal there. What do you make of it? The third goal.
Nah, Bruno had a good game, didn't he? Two assists and a goal. You know, it wrapped up a solid performance from him.
Yeah.
I feel like under Amorim, he's improving and he's continuing to improve. Yeah. You know, he looks like he's just not wasting his opportunities at the moment. You know, he doesn't frustrate. I don't know how you're feeling watching him, but for me, he doesn't anger me anymore. You know, watching him a lot of the time over the past like 18 months, I've been frustrated. You know, shouting at the TV or being at the stadium and that, and just feeling, you know, exasperated, just looking at him, thinking, you know, giving the ball away time after time. I've not seen that Bruno, you know, in recent performances. I've seen a solid Bruno, you know, feeding the ball into strike, you know, getting himself into opportunities, you know, creating chances, winning free kicks, you know, a lot of his shots as well on target. You know, he's not ballooning them as often. He just feels, I feel like he just feels a little bit comfortable. You know, okay, he's got his Portuguese manager there, you know, helping him out and probably just giving him that tutelage and that confidence that Ten Hag wasn't a man manager, was he? You know, he wasn't someone, he was more of a school teacher, whereas Amorim, you can see he's a personable manager. You know, he's one of those guys that you would go to war for. You listen to him speak, you can buy into what he's trying to sell you. And I believe that Bruno's doing that right now. He's buying into it. Whatever Amorim's telling him, it's working, and long may it continue, because he's on a decent run of form right now. And that the finish, you know, just his whole performance today, I thought was fantastic. Has he found his role in the team now, where he's going to be? Is it that, you know, that number 6/8, you know, next to the other centre mid? And I feel like he's looking solid in that, you know, whether or not it's going to be a guy or Casemiro or someone else next to him. He's just looking like a player that's not. He just doesn't frustrate. He just don't frustrate me anymore, and that's all I want from Bruno. You know, he's looking like a solid player. He's taking all the badness out of the game for me right now, and long may it continue. How long that does continue, because we've seen him in spells like this, who knows? So, and again, it's Leicester, so I can't get too excited. But you know, we've got after the break, I think we've got Nottingham, haven't we? That's going to be a tough.
Nottingham, Man City, all the games.
Listen. Away. Let's see what he's about.
Now, Bruno deserves a lot of credit today. I think he inspired the victory. When you look at, obviously, the goals, the assists, but I think his overall game now is very efficient. There's not a lot of needless passes, not a lot of needless kind of forcing the ball. I think the manager's got it under control. Is asking him to keep things basic. And you know what, man? This version of Bruno, I like. You know what I'm saying too. Obviously, there's a lot of things that can he be consistent enough? Can he carry on? Can he build it into the next big games when we need it the most? That's there to be seen. But you know what? Like right now, like I ain't got no thing to say bad about Saint Bruno. I've actually got more praise. I give him credit. The credit is there. You know what I mean? And there won't be for me. As long as Man United are playing well and everyone's playing well, I will give everyone their credit without coming to big conclusions. Like people want an apology. Like you ain't gonna get no. I'm Bruno's biggest fanboy now. Like I don't like I'm not. That's not me. You get me? But what I will do is I will give the manager credit for making sure that we've got a better version of Bruno, and Bruno credit for making him accountable of himself to be the way he's playing right now. He's getting the goals, he's getting assists, but not only that is he doing, he's getting a performance week in, week out now, that if we didn't get the goal, I'd be like, you know what, still, he's still good. You know what I mean? So, like I said, my opinion is based off 3 or 4 years of watching Bruno Fernandes, not the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You feel me? So, I've not formed this opinion overnight, and I'm not going to change overnight. You know what I'm saying to you? But what I will do in all the previous time that I've been here, I give praise, I cuss you out if I need to. Simple.
Saeed, have you noticed he don't frustrate you as much anymore? Like you're not seeing those.
No, I'm not right now. From what he's doing in the midfield, especially in that sixth role, he's not frustrating me as much. But there are some games where I see it, like the Everton game, etc., etc. But then overall, the good outweighs the bad. You see what I'm trying to say? The good right now is outweighing any far badness that I see in certain areas. And I'm not really nitpicking at it. I'm looking at his overall game like, you know what? Cool. You did what you'd have to do. So
you can't go overboard about it as well, though. Like okay, you know, who's he played against? He played against Leicester City. It's not like he's been putting man of performance.
It's still games that we were beating other before. Like, I'm not bothered about who the opposition is, right? I really am not, because you still have to score, you still have to win games, you still have to do your job. I'm not bothered about who it is. I just want a level of consistency, a level of performance that we see throughout the whole season, and then we can say, right, cool, this is what it's been. But I'm not really bothered about the who he's facing, because he could have a bad game against that team, and I'd be the one that first cussing him out. So it's not about who we're playing; it's about
it's what we want our midfield to be balanced, but people don't want that. People want to do, because if let's say we Forest, I think is it Forest and then City. So let's say we play Forest and City, and he reverts back to what we see, and he's awful. I ain't gonna be here and go, oh, it's dreadful, and Amarim's not getting the best out of him, and he needs to be moved on. Or if he actually plays well in those 2 games, and then it's like 4 or 5 in a row, it's like, okay, that's good, but consistency is key. That's what it is. I don't think people understand. Like, my biggest issue with him is him being consistent. We've seen him when he's good.
Yeah.
The game today, the game against Sociedad, Arsenal game, Liverpool game. There's other games you can point to where you go, you was good. The problem is the yo-yo in the ratings. How are you a 7, 8 out of 10 1 week, and then next week you're a 3, then you're a 4, then you're a 5, then you might be an 8 or 9, then you're a 3 or 4 again. But it's like I'd never get ahead of myself. Show me with consistency. Go right, you good run of form currently the past couple games. Carry on. Because now we have big opponents, better opposition in key games. In particular, I'm looking at the Europa League. I'm not forgetting against Sociedad. You weren't good against Sociedad. But people have just brushed that over because of what happened in the second leg. You was not, before you gave the penalty away, you was not good. And then you gave the penalty away, which then added, which cost us. Let that had been Maguire. Let Onana had made a mistake of that magnitude. There'd be much more about it. So it's like, we're not just going to brush that under the cap, but you perform very well in the second leg. Good. And I give you credit for that. This is why I'm fair with him. Shut me up. Be consistent. In particular, those Leon ties I'm looking at. Go ball out. So people can be super chatting and be in your chat and go, see, I told you, you were wrong. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
I want people to, hey, you're wrong about Bruno, because that means he's performing well. But I've seen this too many. This has been his entire pretty much Manchester United career. Like 90% of it is he goes on a run, he plays well for a few games, and it's all you're wrong. People were doing this with Hojlund, remember?
Yeah.
I remember when he scored when he scored in the Europa League, he scored a couple goals. Can't remember against who. And then he didn't score for the next 20 games.
Yeah, no, 100%. Listen. I think for me, if you are benefiting Man United and you are providing us good stats and good opportunities, and we're a better team for you, we're a team with you, then listen, so be it, man. You know, because I'm Man United first, right? So I will always give the team credit first, and I'll be happy because Man United are first to get me. They're my first priority. Whoever scores or whatever, then obviously they're in the list as well. You get me? But my thing is like, yo, like keep doing this, Bruno. Like, this is what we want to see. More performances like this, more stats like this, like I said. And yeah, I've got no issues. Full credit to Bruno. And more the merrier, man. I'm very, very happy. People think I'm not happy. Like, when he scores, if you watch my reaction, I'm not happy Bruno scored, because that means my agenda is out the window.
Maybe the agenda, you just don't rate. Like, people get misunderstood because you're critical of a player that you want him to do bad. No, I want to be wrong. Never. Because I'm a Manchester United fan. I want all of the players we have to be world class. I want them to be as good as the fans think they are. I want each and every one of them to be the best in the position in the world, because that helps Manchester United. But guess what? They're not. And that's why we are where we are in the league. If they were that good, we wouldn't be 14th.
Yeah.
Simple as that. If these players are 13th, we wouldn't be. We still doing the 2-game challenge. It's middle of March.
I thought we actually went past that, but we actually still got.
We're still doing the 2-game challenge, and it's the middle of March, and people get that misunderstood. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll have had people say that to me. Oh, well, Bruno scored, so that means we lost today. I don't want him to do bad when we go out there. Last thing, I don't want him going out there, dude. I want him performing.
Word,
people
bro.
Misunderstood.
Word.
Like, I'm not interested in being right. I want Manchester United to be successful. But it seems that people can't fathom that concept. Yeah. No, did we? See, we didn't win back-to-back games in the league, did we?
No, not the league.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. 2-game challenge, league settings. We haven't won back-to-back games in the league all season long. Am I correct in saying that? In the Premier League?
Yeah. Now, Odegaard, listen, Bruno Fernandes. Odegaard can't track to Bruno Fernandes right now. He can't. Like, I'll make that clear. You know what I'm saying to you? Bruno Fernandes is playing levels above Odegaard. Odegaard is playing horrendous right now. He ain't impacting games. He ain't impacting the games that Bruno is. Like, nah. Odegaard's having a stinker, mate. I've been watching Odegaard for a hot minute now, and Bruno is
playing well.
He's above Odegaard by far, what we're seeing right now. So, yeah, listen, you ain't going to get that from me. Like, Bruno Fernandes is performing way above any, probably number 10 now in the Premier League, probably right now. Like, I don't think there's many better 10s in the Premier League right now.
I don't know about that, fam. There's some good 10s in the league.
No, as in like performing right now.
Performing right now. You got Gibbs White.
Gibbs White, yeah, he's up there. He's up there.
Like, you got some 10s who are performing. You got some attacking midfielders who are performing well and have been over the past number of weeks.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's an 8. Yeah, he is an 8, but I'm talking about in that position where
you're talking about attacking mid. You're talking about midfielders, offensive attacking midfielders. I hate you.
So listen, fair play to Bruno Fernandes, and hopefully, like I said, he's one of them. Like with Ashes, he's gonna split the fan base in it. Like, one thing about me, is that I don't flip flop on Bruno Fernandes, but there's a lot of people online. Watch them guys; they flip flop so badly on Bruno. And for me, I'm just not petty enough to call their names out, but they know who they are. They flip flop badly. When you see them criticize them, they'll make videos about them and saying, "Oh, you know what? I get why people are going mad at Bruno Fernandes. I get why they're saying this, and they're saying they're frustrated by Bruno Fernandes. I know, you know what I'm saying to you. But then now they're doing videos about them and saying, "Yo, like I told you so." Nah, bro, you weren't, because you were saying you agree with me. and you agree with a lot of people what their concerns with Bruno Fernandes. So, like, for me, it's like, I hear it. I hear it. Like, if you want to be on the popular side, it's cool. Like, I don't mind. I don't mind me, bro. I'm Saeed TV. I say my piece and I let you decide whether I'm popular or not. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get where I needed to be.
Because the people love you, don't know that. Don't do that. You got the street.
My opinion.
Like the people love you, man. Say you are one for the the streets love you,
bro. Like the way you flip in and out, though. Like, come on, bro. Like, just
no, you know what it is, though, Saeed. You're not confused about him.
By the way, yeah, I'm not saying you have to stay on one either side, yeah. But it's the whole I told you so and that. Like, yo, brothers, like, it is what it is. My thing is like, do what you want to do, and just keep it 100, bro. I keep it 100. Me, I say, yo, listen, Bruno, I want him sold. I'll keep still saying this. I want Bruno sold, but I will still credit Bruno Fernandes for his performances. In the bigger picture, I've stated many and many times why I want Bruno Fernandes sold. But what I've also said is, you know what, here, his performances, I give him, when he's in the stadium, I will be celebrating the Bruno Fernandes goals. Like, I'm there. I'm a United fan. You know what I'm trying to say? But I can see why he should be sold in the long run. I do.
For me, you know, Saeed, he confuses a lot of fans, doesn't he? Because, you know, he's a player that, you know, he performs good and then he doesn't perform good. You know, it's simple. But yeah. I feel like the problem is he's been put on too much of a pedestal. He's a good player. That's it. Do you know what I mean? He's a good player that puts in, you know, good spells. Players can go on streaky spells. That's absolutely fine. You know, to be a leader, to be a captain, to be the guy you rely on week in, week out, he's not that guy. But he can be a squad player. He can be a player that's a solid part of a, you know, a title-winning team or a successful team. He can be that. But people just hype him up to be way more than that. And he's not that guy, unfortunately. He's a very good player. You know, he's not a great player. He's just a solid player. And that's that. I feel like he's useful in the team. He's useful in the squad. You know, I wouldn't like to see him leave. I'd like to see him stay at United, you know, but I don't want to see him being paid mega money. You know, he shouldn't be a guy who's, you know, one of the top earners. He's just a solid player. What I do like about Bruno is the fact that he works. You know, he works consistently, constantly in the team. You know, he's never injured. How many times you see him on the sideline? It doesn't happen. He's always there. He's a reliable, solid player. He's someone that other players will look to and think, you know what, that guy puts in an effort. That guy grafts. Do you know what I mean? That guy. But I don't want to see him as a captain. You know, I don't want to see him as the face of Manchester United. I just want to see him part of a squad player. That's all I want to see him as. Do you know what I mean? I think he's good enough for that, but not much more. And you know, the problem is United fan base, as we've seen many years, many times, we hype up players too much. You know, we're talking about being, you know, this player is, you know, one of the best midfielders. His numbers are as good as Lampard's or Yaya's or all this.
Yeah, he's as good as Cantona.
Yeah, as good as cancer. Do you know what I mean? Like what we're talking about, you know, using.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got too far there.
Yeah, just got too far. He's a solid player. He's a solid, good player. That's it. There's nuance to it. You know, he doesn't have to be a great player. He doesn't have to be. He's not a terrible player. He's just a solid player. And you know what? If we had a few more Brunos in a team that worked as hard and was as fit as, would be in a better situation. You know, so I'm all for keeping him around the squad, but I'm not, you know, hanging my coat on him. I'm not saying he's a be all and end all. I wouldn't have ever made him a captain. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's got the minerals to be a captain. I don't feel like he's a great example when he's moaning at players. I saw him the other day moan at Chido Obi. Did you see that?
When he miscontrolled it, I know the game you're talking.
You can't do that, young player. You can't do that. You got to be positive. You got to, you know, you just can't. You're killing him. You know, you see Chido Obi coming to a squad and you've got a captain there coming in moaning at him. Like, you're not instilling any kind of confidence in those kind of players, and I don't want to see that. You know, I want to see a proper leader, and unfortunately, I don't feel like Bruno's that guy. But he's a squad player. You know, he's a very solid squad player, very squad.
I also know that he ain't gonna get sold, man. So for me, I've already understood that he ain't gonna get sold.
Who knows? You might get a big offer from Saudi.
Nah.
Like the Bruno stands say, and I say stands, he deserves Bell. So therefore, let him go and get out there.
He ain't gonna get sold. I've come to terms. I've made myself like at peace with that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't think big money move from Saudi?
Nah. This is it. Jim Ratcliffe loves him. The club love him. Amarim loves him. The fans love him. Majority of the fan base. And I think for me,
Right now, it's not a problem. No side, it's not a problem right now. That's all we want. He's not a problem right now. He has been in the past, but right now he's not a problem. And as long as he continues to not be a problem,
problem. No. It's not. If you would tell me that the list of problems at Man United, Bruno's not on the top. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
You don't need to worry about that anymore. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, I've got bigger issues than Bruno Fernandes, but I still believe the way we want to play. I don't think Bruno Fernandes. If you want your really hammering ball, you're shoehorning Bruno into a system that you don't believe he should be playing at. Like in that 6 role there, it should be 2 6s that are different to what Bruno is. If you put him in a 10 role, I don't think he's a 10 role that is an Ruben Amorim system. Do you get it? So let's see. That's where the manager's going to come in and write. Let's see what he does.
You might have summed it up in a nutshell about what you said. Ash mentioned it. Putting him on a pedestal. Wouldn't have made him captain. Solid squad player. You just said it, Saeed. He's not a 10. He's not. That's where it lies. But because he's put on such a pedestal, when people hear you criticize him, so many people automatically just, oh, you hate him, oh, you dislike him. No, that's why I've never mentioned anything personal about him. I talk about him as a footballer, and that's it. I just don't rate him as highly as many others. He shouldn't be the be-all and end-all of the team. He shouldn't be starting week in, week out. Because I don't think any team who is going to challenge for major honors has him in their side. Not one. Yeah. There's no one. That PSG midfield we've seen getting nowhere near it.
Vitinha,
he's getting nowhere. If he's at PSG, he's getting nowhere near that midfield. But then these same people will criticize Agate and say, well, he got sold. He wasn't good enough to play in PSG side, but then make them same excuses for Bruno. And there's someone in the chat I've not even got up saying, yeah, he plays for them. He'll get in ahead of Vitinha or Ruiz or that. I guarantee I already know it. I've not even got the chat open. Someone, whether it's now or slightly later in the show or probably in the comments after, is going to say, oh, he definitely gets in PSG's midfield. And that's the type of delusion you have to deal with this man. He's getting nowhere near it. Madrid, their midfield, nowhere near it. Barcelona, their midfield, nowhere near it. And people say, well, they're the highest team. Are they not the teams we are chasing down? Are we not trying to be in the situations them teams are in regards to competing for major honors, domestic leagues and in Europe? So you have to compare yourself to that. I'm not saying all our players have to be as good as theirs, but it has to be some debate. We have to be able to bring midfielders to the table, and we can. Or could he get in PSG's midfield? All right, maybe. Depends on preference and breaking it. He gets nowhere near any top midfield. And if he gets in the top midfield side, then it's on, like Barcelona, he don't get in Madrid's midfield, Z. Ahead of who? We putting him in ahead of even Modric at this age. No. Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Valverde. Not a prayer.
Yeah.
PSG, we just seen what PSG's midfield did to Liverpool. We seen that. What are we like? Come on, we have to start having, and this is where the conversation then becomes uncomfortable for the stats. And it sounds like, oh, you hating and you just like him. No, I'm just being honest. Go find me a PSG fan that would take Bruno over what they have in their midfield. Come on, man. Or Madrid. Don't play for Madrid. He ain't there. He ain't on Pedri's level. We talk like, come on. As much as I dislike De Jong because of the whole scenario, he's not as good as De Jong.
For me, right now, fair play to him, 50 goals and 50 assists.
And people always get that. The numbers, he puts up good numbers. That's why my issue ain't.
Everyone's putting up numbers now, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
My problem is, though, Ash, it's his overall play and how he cost us, like, giving the ball away. People will talk about what he got us back in the Everton game. The Everton game, you know who gave the ball away for both the goals? They scored him.
Yeah.
But people won't talk about that. But you gave and it was careless. It wasn't like you was trying to make something happen. But hey, we move.
Yeah. No, listen, guys.
And someone said Bruno's the main man for Portugal, and that's why Portugal win nothing.
Who Portugal playing Liechtenstein?
It's only down to him, though.
Portugal. It's not only down to him, but he shouldn't be there. I won't pick him for Portugal.
I actually think he plays well for Portugal. To be fair, he plays well for Portugal. To be fair,
he plays well because he has less responsibility. And he is around better players.
For me,
he's playing against Faroe Islands and Liechtenstein, and do you know what I mean? He's playing against do you know what I mean? Who's he playing against?
The good, the bad, and the ugly, innit? For me, Bruno right now, he's playing excellently well. And you know what? Fair play. Keep it going. That's all I'm going to say about Bruno. Keep it going. My agenda right now is not agending. I can't really say anything. I'm not going to say anything if he has bad performances because I know what he is. So it's like, I'm not going to make it clear. You know my opinion. That's why for me, like, I don't really want to have Bruno Fernandes debates because it's like, it's kind of pointless. You know my side of it. I know your side of it. But we praise him if he does well. We criticize him when he doesn't do well. Simple as that. That's what we're going to do. You know, so fair play. And yeah, like I said, it capped up a good performance, man. Anyone else that deserves a mention today that played well today that we haven't talked about?
Yeah, we discussed everyone. We mentioned Delit. We mentioned Heaven. I gotta take got through his work as he always does.
It wasn't great today, I don't think so, man.
I don't think so. On the ball, he was okay, but the crucial interventions, like there was the back post, there was the cross to the back post.
Yeah.
Didi was going to score, and he cut it out. And there was one where he gave the ball away, and then they looked like they was going to break, and he won it straight back.
Yeah.
But I think we got to all the players who performed, like who were the better players. So Bruno, who we mentioned, Heaven, Delit. They were probably
yeah, we mentioned that.
Maz is just Maz is just
Maz is 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10
every week, especially when he's playing centre back. And I want to see him as a right-sided centre back going forward. He's 7 out of 10. He's 6.5, 7 out of 10. No mistakes. Gets the job done. Gets through his work. No matter who we're playing against, how we're playing, whether we're dominating the ball or the opposition's dominating the ball, or it's more 50-50. Consistently good.
Yeah.
Like with Maz. Like it's one of them, it goes without saying.
It goes without saying, bro.
Yeah.
With Maz.
You know what was there, Famalam?
Mm-hmm.
It goes without saying with Maz, bro. It's just that, like, generally 12 million we bought him for, guys, you know. 12 million.
Him and Heaven, 13 million apiece. I mean, 13 million combined is ridiculous.
Ridiculous, bro.
That's the right side centre back, left side centre back there. 13 M's.
Sensational, you know. Good, you know that, like, he's actually sensational, man. And listen, like, for me, yeah, man, fair play to him, man. He was excellent today again. Harry Amas didn't really watch him when he came on, you know. Did you watch him? What was he like?
Yeah, he was solid. Looked decent. Looked decent. Composed on the ball. You know, a few forward runs, decent bit of passing. You know, he looked like a solid player. Considering, you know, when he first kind of came onto the scene in pre-season, he had a bit of a wobbler, and he wasn't, you know, didn't put in a good performance. You know, I felt like he was comfortable today. You know, he looked solid. You know, but I'm not too sure. You know, he's the future, but you know, he looked solid enough today. Same with Collier. You know, look decent. I'm buzzing with Onana. He didn't have to do anything. Do you know what I mean? He didn't cause us a problem. So, you know, I feel like that's a great performance for Onana, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You know, didn't do anything, didn't have to do anything. Do you know what I mean? That's that. You know, I'll take that all day. You know, it's sad that I was excited that he was potentially going to be out of the team today. You know, there was talk about me coming in. Yeah, and that kind of shows where we're at with Onana. I'm sure a lot of people agree with me in that situation there, that seeing Onana potentially be out, you know, was getting me excited, getting me excited. And yeah, he didn't cause any problems today. But like you were saying there, Mazraoui just class on the ball, you know, just comfortable, you know, just so calm, so composed.
Collier doesn't put a foot wrong, man. Collier, like, he doesn't do anything bad. No. Like, he's just
it reminds me a bit of Hargreaves. Do you know what I mean? He gets himself about. He's constantly putting himself about, picking up the ball, keeping things moving, no messing about. I really like Collier. I feel like, you know, he's a good player. You know, he gets back to full fitness, gets himself into the team. I don't think he'll be a starter, but he's another one where he's a squad player where he's looking solid. He's looking like you can depend on him and you can rely on him.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah. 100%. Like, for me, he's looking good, man. It's looking very, very good. You know what I mean? Fair play to him, man. But yeah, man, there wasn't the errors and chance as well. That was a brilliant effort, man. That should have went in, really.
Talk about the cross shot that hit the post.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he meant that, or did he just overhit the cross?
I thought he crossed it me, but then Fazan said he meant it. I thought it was a cross.
If Fazan Nuruddin are saying they're my guys, shout out to OG Nuruddin, big up. If they're saying he shot, that means he crossed it. 100%.
I don't know. It's difficult to kind of say with it the way he struck the ball.
He crossed
because it kind of looks like it's a cross and a shot at the same time.
He's just trying to whip it into that area with that pace, and it's almost got it.
I just don't want to see him in a team. I've got to be honest. I don't want to see Eriksen anywhere near the team. What we do?
Nah, I know.
Like,
I know.
He's not the future. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel that helps. Like, what
if you don't play him, you play him either off the bench or you play him.
Fell off, man. Fell off, bro.
If you're going to play him.
Yeah, bro. It's just for me, it's like
that was one of his worst performances, though. Because normally he's good at keeping one thing he's good at normally is keeping the ball.
Yeah, but today
technically he's sound, but I think he just had an off day. I think he's had an off day today.
Yeah, bro, like just very, very off day, bro. It's like, yo,
very off day. That's one of the worst performances I've seen from Eriksen, because he's normally, when I say that, I'm talking about in terms of on the ball, because he's normally very, very, he's not careless with the ball. Everything is done with a purpose, like the way he passes the ball. And he was overhitting passes, underhitting passes, giving it away cheaply. That's not something you associate with him at all.
Yeah,
at all.
bro.
He passes with purpose.
Like, yo, like, are you all right, broski? Like, you generally all right? Like, why, bro? Do you know what I mean? Why would you, brother? You know what I'm trying to say?
I think
real talk. I was like, yo, are you playing against us, man? You know what I mean?
You played against us.
I said, for me, he's good. Like I said, he can be utilized on his day, but just ultimately, not really feeling it, bro. Not really feeling it. If I'm being honest with you.
He's an MLS player now. He's an MLS player. That's what he is. Do you know what I mean? He's not a Premier League player anymore. He's an MLS. He's an Eredivisie. You know, he's far from it. Far from where he used to be. Unfortunately. Can I just say Cheetah Obi as well? Like, can we see some form? Can we see something from him? I want to see a little bit more from Cheetah Obi. I got to be honest.
Yeah, you know what? We didn't really like the thing is when he came on. We didn't really want to pass to him for some reason.
He got like 7 minutes, didn't he? He got on like 84 minutes. I just want to see him get more time. Let's see what you can show. Because in the games you've played before that, obviously you missed chances, but you actually create, like you actually making good runs and actually creating. I'm just like, game time. I would have loved to have seen him start today. It was Leicester City. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to just see more. Let's see how good you are.
Right, you're right. With Cheetah, I don't know. He's gonna get some game time, but for now, like I said, he's just doing his thing right now. Like, you know what it is, but sometimes we forget though, innit? Like he's 16, you know. Like I want to see more. I want to see him on the pitch more. I want to see more from him. I want to see him. You know, there's no point. You know, we've seen Rasmus. You know, we know what Rasmus is about. Okay, he scored a goal today, but you know, he's not got that same movement. He's not got that same, you know, we saw in little spells when Cheetah Obi has had time, his movement, you know, his ability to create chances and get himself onto the ball. And, you know, I feel like we just need to get him into the game more and see a little bit more from him. You know, because right now he's coming into the team and whenever he's getting 5 little dribs and drabs, he's getting like 5-6 minutes or whatever, and you know, he's not really affecting the game. He's not doing anything. You know, he's just can you blame him? You know, he's just standing around. You know, he's not making the runs that you see when he's getting more minutes, and you know, it's frustrating. I just want to see more of the kid. You know, at this point, we've got nothing to lose in the Premier League. Like Premier League's over and done with.
That's
like,
my point.
Start him. You know what I mean? You can't use him in Europa because he's not in the squad list. So, you know, let's see him. This is a great opportunity now with no pressure, because we say to him, you just go play these games. It doesn't matter if we win. It doesn't really matter if we lose the next games in the Premier League.
I know.
You just try and go and enjoy yourself, try and affect your game, try and get a feel for what the Premier League's about. We can't do this next season with Cheetah Obi. Next season it's serious, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But right now, what we can do is we can throw him in and go, look, get yourself accustomed to what the Premier League's like, get yourself a feel for it. You know, that's what we need to be doing right now with him. Rasmus, we know what Rasmus is about. We've seen Rasmus.
We know what he's about. Yeah.
Rasmus knows what the Premier League's about. You know what I mean? And he can't handle the Premier League. He can't make the runs. He can't make the movement. He can't, you know, facilitate and create things for himself. Do you know what I mean? There's an old saying with top tier strikers: is a good striker makes a bad ball good. Do you know what I mean? And Rasmus makes good balls look bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what we're doing. We know this now. Let's see Cheetah Obi, throw him in. Let's sink or swim that attitude. Put it this way. Okay,
is he going to get any minutes now in the now to the end of the season? It's going to be difficult. But
highly unlikely, unless Hojlund gets injured or something like that.
Unless
by this injuries, I don't see it happening.
Why not though? That's the thing that's frustrating. Look at LVG Rasmus against with Marcus Rashford against Arsenal. Throws him in, gets himself 2 goals. Do you know what I mean? Throws him into the deep end. Like I want to see it. You know, give him the chance, give him the opportunity. Let him learn.
Yeah. No, fair play. Do you think this has come at the best time for us, this international break now? Like, when you look at it now, like I feel like it's come at the wrong time for United, but like momentum wise, like. But then again, when I look at the next fixtures, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I need a little break.
Yeah, I needed a break. I'm gonna lie, I'm tired. I'm like in the Premier League season now. It's all about Europa. Shout out to the Newcastle lot as well.
Yeah, big up to Newcastle as well.
Big up to all the Newcastle fans supporting. I know you lot celebrating. I know you lot gonna celebrate all week long.
No losses since Tottenham, you know. No losses since Tottenham, bro.
How many wins is that? How many games is that?
A lot of draws, though, innit? A lot of draws.
Well, if you add the Europa League ones, if I can be shameless with that, you know what I'm saying to you. But
shameless. We're in a quarterfinal of the European competition. Hey, a lot of English sides can't say that. I won't mention no names. We're going.
Breaking the Spain curse as well. What is it? The last couple of times we've been in European competition, Spain are knocking us out.
Due to Everton, beat Ipswich with 10 men. We lost to Fulham on penalties. It was a draw, so we can say that's unbeaten. Real Sociedad, drew there. That's 4 unbeaten, 5 unbeaten with Arsenal, and then we beat Real Sociedad again. That's 6. And 7 unbeaten.
That's not as well. There's one in that lot. That's not bad. So at least we have some. There's somewhat of an improvement because I actually count penalty losses as losses, but there is some form of improvement. So that is a good thing. We need to improve further, yes. But with the injuries piling up, maybe international break has come at a good time. When you look at Heaven, Euro, for example, Agate has just come back. Collier has just come back. There's conversations around Ahmad, conversations around Mano as well. It's good. Let these lot get a break. Let some of these players take a break.
Yeah.
Because them Leon games are them 2 legs against Leon is going to be tough.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Like for me, like what you feel? How are you feeling towards United, Ashwan, in terms of the way we're playing, how we're playing right now? Is it a case of like, bro, it's one of them where we've had our bad time, we're having a little bit of good time, but like it's not enough to kind of be like, yo, we're fully back or we're this and that, the other. Like it's mad, yeah. We lose them Europa League games, yeah, in April. Like the season is just dead.
Yeah, it's done.
It's mad when you deep it, you know. It's like, the Premier League is a distraction right now. The real attention is an actual, you know.
A good test is Nottingham away. You know, Nottingham are a team that historically you'd expect United to go and beat. Do you know what I mean? But you know, you've seen the way they perform this season. It'll be a good test for us. You know, because players will be semi-confident going into that just because of the history. But you know, Nottingham are obviously a much more solid side. For me, I don't know. We know this team's, you know, weak. It's got nothing up front. It's toothless. I feel like we got a little bit fooled today by Leicester. Leicester are a bad team. You know, the defense is poor. You know, we had opportunities. I'm not sure we have those kind of opportunities against better defenders, better midfield as well. So, Sociedad, I felt like we played well. I thought we looked solid. Probably our best game of the season, I think, under Amorim in that Sociedad.
Trying to say Spain tax. Spain tax is trying to say.
Spain tax. Listen, we struggle against Spanish teams. English teams always struggle against Spanish teams. You know, but Amorim's got it. He understands the Europa League. It's when it comes to the physicality of the Premier League, that's the difficulty. You know, our players going toe to toe with other teams in the Premier League. We just don't seem to be able to do that. Okay, against Leicester, but again, you know, Ipswich. You know, we had to sit deep. Okay, you know, we got a man sent off, and we somehow got across the line there. But you know, Ipswich in that first half, we weren't dominating that game. It weren't like we were in total control. You know, so it's a situation where there's still a lot to be improved upon. But I feel like a lot of these players have already switched off. They already know that there's not much to play for anymore. They already know that they're potentially not going to be, you know, playing under this manager next year. And it's difficult because Casemiro, for instance, you know, although he's performed recently and, you know, he's playing for his position now at United, is he going to be part of our future? I don't think so. Agate, he's been in and out of the team, so we've not really seen the best of him under Amorim. You know, you look at the defense, and it's a makeshift defense, constantly chopping and changing. Onana's not good enough. You know, you look at Delo, although he's getting the numbers and getting the assists, I think his overall game is poor. Like he's not helping us out.
Yeah.
And then you go to our forward line, and our forward line is clearly not good enough. So it needs a lot of improving. And looking at it, I feel like we're just gonna, stutter and stumble across the line in a lot of these games, and we're gonna need a little bit of help. Just need a little bit of luck. So for me, just somehow, I feel like what Amorim said in survive the season. I feel like that's where we're at, really. We've got to really just survive this season, get to the window, get a few players in. I was a little bit disappointed that we got rid of, we didn't, or at least we lost Giovanni Kenda to Chelsea, because it looked like we were going to get him, didn't it?
Says a question, says Quenda is going to Chelsea. Who else would the panel go for that position? I would go Frimpong. Jesus Amorim's system.
City are looking at him again, though. City are looking at him, and I think he goes to City, doesn't he?
I think it could be a decent option there in that position, Frimpong, you got Diblin, you got I don't know about that Fernandes kid that everyone keeps talking about. What's that kid that from Braga? What's his name? I forgot his name, but everyone's looking at him. Roger, that's it. Roger Fernandes, is it? Or Roger something? Roger. So I don't know. Like, there's a couple of options, man. It's not like we're not like losing out. You know what I mean? Them options. We could put Ahmad there and then play Mbuemo there. We could play a right 10 there. So they could interchange, man. Like, you don't know, do you? Like, there's a lot of options. Like, I don't think. Listen, Chelsea don't know what they're doing, man. Like, Chelsea are just, they're kind of low key lost, man. They just wanted to buy these talents, right? Like, and then not play them. You know what I mean? We don't know. They might not play Quenda. They might not play whoever.
But you know what it is, Saeed? I'm just happy we didn't go toe-to-toe with him, because how many times have we seen over the last couple of years, was try and go into these transfer battles and win these battles, and then, Maguire with Man City, Man City going in for him, and then us offering more money. Fred, do you know what I mean? Man City going in for him, and then us offering more money for Fred. Constantly there's just upping the stakes. I'm glad we just walked away from that. Chelsea, we were obviously talking to him and saying, look, okay, under Amorim, we'll sign you at the end of the season. Chelsea have come in, offered big money and said, look, we've offered you a 7 deal. We've offered you the big money. United, are you there at the table? I'm sure Sporting said, look, this has come to our attention. United, are you there at the table with us? And United just go, no, we're not part of that. We don't want to get involved. Yeah. And I love that. We've not gone, no, you know what? We'll offer 60 million. Do you know what I mean? He's our guy, like we've done in the past. I'm just glad we're not in that situation anymore. And we're looking at players like this Rodgers kid, do you know what I mean? And because you look at Dorgu, who's come in and he's looked solid, hasn't he? He's looked physical. And what I like about Amorim so far, he's identified that our team is physically lacking. Like, we aren't a team that goes toe-to-toe with other teams. Whereas you look at Dorgu, he's a physical. He's not only just got the physicality, he's got the talent. And I feel like the top teams nowadays in the Premier League, it's not just about the technical. You need the physical. Do you know what I mean? You have to marry both of them. And I trust this team. I trust, I'm looking at like Heaven, Aiden Heaven, signing in, big lad, great on the ball, looking composed.
Talent's coming through now. It's looking at promising. Sekou Kone, you're looking at Chino, you're looking at, like Collier, you're looking at other players in there. There's a good young group of players that potentially could be breaking through. Like I said, you said Heaven there, so, there's some good players coming through, man. Like, it's not all.
We've got Montanto in that right wing spot. Do you know what I mean? He could come in there. He's been
a lot of him. Is he good? Yeah.
He's a solid player. He definitely could step up at some point. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those. If he's given the chance, I'm not too sure about the physicality. He lacks a little bit of the physicality, but it's one of those where I feel like you've seen him step up with players. You've seen Aiden Heaven do it now. So I don't know, man. I feel like potentially we've got a lot of them young players. Biancheri, you look at the Fletcher brothers. They're looking solid. You look at that under-18 team that went undefeated and won every cup competition. Those players are going to go from 18 to 19 to 20. In the bracket of the world where they're at right now, they are some of the best players in the world at their age level. Once that age level starts stepping up, they will potentially be still the best players in the world at their age level, if they're given enough time, given enough opportunity. So, and I want to see it. We are looking like we've got a lot of potential, a lot of quality there. So, Ibrahimov, he looks the box. You've got Shea Lacey. We've got some real top class there in the youth, and you've seen us with how successful Aiden Evans been. It can be done. You look at Arsenal in Wanyeri, bringing in Skelly as well. The way we're going at the moment, that's what I want to be seeing. I don't want to be seeing us, spending mega money on players like Kender, although he's a good young player. I don't want us taking a risk spending 50, 60 million on him. I'd rather us do the 20, 30 millions.
Yeah, no, facts, 100%, man. And for Amarin, man, what are we saying, man? In terms of where he was, you know what I mean? Like, where do you see now, like, guys, in terms of like his confidence? Is he starting to kind of like enjoy it a little bit more? You can tell like a little bit enjoying it a little bit more. Like, he's been through a rough periods, man. That those periods where I thought, you know what, he might not be able to survive this. It's looking good for him, but you know what? He's come out of it, and yeah, it's all on now against. He's got a new song as well that's come out for him as well. Big up to his new song, Amarin. Yeah, I mean,
what, the fans got a new chant for him, is what you're saying?
Yeah, the fans have got a new chant for him. Should I show you now the new chant?
Hey, go on.
It says, Ruben Amarin, he brings the glory days again. We'll back him from the Stretford end. He'll turn the Reds
around. Ruben Amarin, he'll bring the glory days again. We'll back him from the Stretford end. He'll turn the Reds around. Ruben Amarin. Yeah, it's just singing at the Stretford end, man. It's mega. Big fan. It's Bonnie Tyler's Heartache. You know what? I've got to be honest though, it sounds a little bit like off. It doesn't seem to like everyone get on key. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult for to get like everyone on board.
That's why Ruben Amarin's song just is better. Ruben Amarin. Keep it like that, bro. Keep it simple, man. Don't need to do all of this. You know what I mean? Like, yo,
they got remix it, man. When the originals are original, yeah. You don't need to. You mentioned it there that he seems like happier and winning football matches will do that. Big up Traps. That's what it is.
Yeah, big up Traps.
He's winning games. He's making better decisions. He's cut out some of the foolishness. Someone said in one of the comments before, he's not only not figuring out. We already knew he knew the issues, but now he's addressing them. Whether it's an accident, like Ash mentioned it, I don't think people really understand how detrimental Maguire is when he plays. Him now being injured, and all of a sudden everybody looks better. We look better overall as a unit from a defensive structure standpoint, and individually everyone does. Look at the difference Heaven made, for example. So yeah, I think things like that, and us not doing this crazy man-to-man press and leaving a lot of space. He's kind of figured that out as well. Yes, the opposition you have to take into consideration, but then again, we was getting beat by poor opposition beforehand. So you have to we wanted the manager to adapt. We wanted the manager to switch it up and change things. He's done that. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but it's all about steps to improvement. And the performances have been better and the results have been better. And guess what? People are now off your case.
Yeah.
Now there's no conversations about will he make it to the end of the season? Should he get sacked? Well, that's always round the corner with Manchester United.
Yeah.
Football is not, it's not a what have you done for me lately sport. It's what have you done for me today. That's what football is. Let us go lose to Forest and then lose to Manchester City, two teams that are better than us. Then all of a sudden, all of those conversations come flooding back.
Yeah, United fans.
No, it's just fans of not just United fans. That's fans with any big club. But ours in particular, because of we moved the needle with New Cycle. There was a cup final today. If we would have lost, you know what the main topic would have been? Us losing to Leicester City. Yeah. Even though it's a nothing game. And Newcastle have just won their first trophy in however long. Liverpool have been doing at Arsenal and have been knocked out of 2 cup competitions in a week. Well, you know what the topic of conversation would have been? Manchester United lose to Leicester City. That would have been the trending topic. That's what would have been spoken about the most. So, of course, when we lose, it's going to be magnified. It's going to be overanalyzed. And rival fans are going to go over the top. And fans are going to get emotional about it too. There is very rarely any middle ground. People don't want to hear middle ground. It's too balanced. It's too rational. People want the extremes. Or it's all well and great and we're fantastic. We're going to win it all. Or it's all doom and gloom. Blow up the club and start again. And that's where it stems from. But keep winning games. He's performing better, which is what I wanted. So I don't have more. And you're getting results in key games. Let's not act like Sociedad. People were talking about us getting smoked in that tie. That was the conversation beforehand. Ash mentioned it. Our record in Spain, that was spoken about. How poor we are in Spain, how well they're playing, how poor we are playing at the time. We're going to get battered. We're going to get baptized and this, that, and the third. And even after the first leg coming back, you lot are going out. I'm not going to admit I was in that. Not that we were going to get battered. I wasn't confident of going through. And not because it was Real Sociedad. I keep saying this. My biggest concern about Manchester United as an opposition is Manchester United. We are our own worst enemy. Even the Lyon game, to me, it's not Manchester United versus Lyon. It's Manchester United versus Manchester United. Because we'll just we'll make mistakes and make errors type of thing. But big up again to all the Newcastle fans celebrating.
Yeah, big up the Newcastle fans.
Yeah, Jericho. Yeah, so to Jericho, if you've been watching, that's fair. But I bet you know, and to most, that wasn't the conversation in the build-up to that tie when we drew them. All I was hearing how we was going to get battered.
Yeah, facts.
That's it.
I feel relaxed with Amorim though. I feel relaxed now. I'm glad. I'm glad to have heard the owners come out and say, "Yeah, now we're back him. We trust him. You know, he's got our faith." You know what I mean? Because it was worrying. A lot of us were thinking, you know, these performances, you know, aren't worthy of him getting the backing. But I think we're all aware that he needs time. He needs his players. You know, he needs his squad.
Yeah,
you know, the guy that you listen to the guy talk. You know he gets it. You know he understands it. Okay, he's made the odd mistake, the odd wrong decision, but you're clearly listening to him. You clearly understand that this guy gets it. And this period has been testing for him. That's only going to improve him. He's only learned from this situation. You know, he's a young coach. What is he? 40 years old. You know, he's had to deal with all this press. He's had to deal with all this change. He's had to deal with all this difficulty. He's got all the turmoil above his head. He's got all the changes. He's got all the players getting employees getting sacked from Old Trafford. He's got all these situations around him. This is you'd hope that it improves a young manager like himself because he understands the game. You know, he's been there at Sporting. You know, a tough environment itself, and he's been able to figure that and get through it. And other than Amorim, there's not many world-class managers that'll come into Manchester United right now. So for me, we've got to back him. We've got to get behind him. You know, his ideas, you can see very, very early on, his system, which we've been crying out for years, a clear, identifiable system and an idea that we want to do that we all buy into. That's what he's provided us. We know what's going on now. We understand what kind of profile players he needs in this squad. We know what he wants from his wing backs. We know what he wants from his centre. We know what he wants from his attackers. We can clearly see it. Under Ten Hag and under managers previously, it was just, we roll up to a game and it's however we perform on that day. Do you know what I mean? Just madness. Whereas now we understand, we've got a clear identity. We've got an idea. And you've seen in the big games against Liverpool, against Arsenal, in the Europa League, we can perform. He can set us up well. When we do get results. The issue has been against the teams that we're expected to beat, where we're not used to playing against the lower blocks, or we're not used to having more possession. But these players aren't set up that way. They're not those kind of players. Anyway, he said very early on in his tenure that these players perform poorly in the system that they were used to playing. So, of course, they're going to perform poorly in a system, a completely new system that they're not aware of. So we're at a situation where give the man time. Give the man time. I back him. I trust him. I like how he talks. Yeah. You know what? At Old Trafford, you know what I love to see, Saeed? I love him dictating the play and conducting the play from the sideline. I love him counting his players, moving his.
It's very tactical, man. Yeah.
He gets it, and he gets frustrated. You see him throw his arms up, and you see him he's shouting at players, and you can see that he understands what's happening. And when players are making mistakes from the touchline, I'm not sure you can see it so much on TV, but when I'm sat there close to him in the stands, I'm seeing him, and I'm seeing him get frustrated that players aren't doing what he wants them to do. And once those players start doing what he wants them to do, I'm sure we'll start getting the wins and we'll start performing well. We've got to get behind him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I fully agree, man. And yeah, man, let's see, man. Let's see where we go. Europa League, obviously, and let's see how far we can finish in the Premier League. Faz was talking madness, saying, "Oh, we're only 10 points."
What was Faz saying?
Faz was talking a madness, saying we're only 10 points behind. There, I don't know what was it again. I forgot.
10 points behind 6.
Yeah, 6. I was like, bro. Yeah. We don't need to do that anymore, man.
I looked at it, to be fair. I looked at it and I was like, well, actually, we're only 10 points, maybe. And then I'm looking at the fixtures and it's like, nah.
It's not possible.
Hey, you see some of the comments that people put up, Ash, man. City killed him on transition. All right, Forest will be tough. Newcastle, and they now go take the season off. Now that they, but people forget about it, man. Forget about Europe. One game at a time. Match day by match day. Don't be looking ahead, people. The next game is Nottingham Forest. Fully lock in and focus on that.
We still got to get the 2-game challenge, haven't we? Do you know what I mean? That's we still got.
We start the 2-game. Let's do that. The 2-game challenge. Yes.
Yeah. No, facts, man. Guys, we're still not on 500 likes, man. We're still 100 and short. That's crazy, man. Like, what are you lot doing, man? You lot are bugging today, man. Yeah, but let's get to 500 likes, people, man.
Run up the likes, man. How we not 500? How we not 500?
So for us right now, we're cruising right now, man. We're doing our thing. Liverpool lost today as well. And
what did you say? Say that again, please, Saeed. What did you say?
Liverpool lost today.
What game was it?
Wait, they're not winning the treble. They're not winning the quadruple. Are you sure?
Yeah, no quadruple, no treble.
What game did they lose today? What was it? Premier League? What was it?
The Carabao Cup final.
Oh, okay.
Lovely day today, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, lovely day today. It's actually a nice.
I thought Salah's winning the Ballon d'Or. Salah not winning the Ballon d'Or. Did he not?
Man, Salah again. Another stinker for Salah. No goals. Okay. No open play goals in five. How many finals has been in?
Yeah, I seen that list. I think it's 1 in Is it 1 in 10?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, here looking like calendar dates. Nice. What's going on?
Next,
you know what it is?
Look, he's won the Great Premier League. Fair play to them. But next season we will be there. The fall off of Arne Slot, we will be there.
They won it by default. No one's challenged them this year. Who's challenged them? Do you know what I mean?
Nobody.
No one offered them a challenge.
Nobody. Absolutely nobody. So, yeah. But listen, people, we're going to wrap up here. We're going to be redirected to Sarcasm City TV. Because, yeah, man, we're going to be selling it. It's a Barbados edition.
Yeah, the United Liverpool podcast. So I'll be with the Liverpool, you know what I'm saying, Beijing Reds TV. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to see, you know, going out of 2. Because it's from a treble, now it's just a single.
Yeah.
That was just a single.
That's what I'm saying. So it's going to be peak. So make sure you lot hit the like button on the video. Let's get these likes up here. 500 likes at the end of the show. Obviously, head over to Florence's channel as well. Big up to Ash Reppers as well, man. Big up to you for joining us again.
No, I appreciate it if you having us on side. You know, always a pleasure to talk to you and Flawless and to the chat as well. Got my Sasha Dad vlog out. You can go watch that. That was fun. You'll see proper like crowd reaction and just a good game, you know, an enjoyable game. So go watch that. Ash Meppers. Yeah, we'll do it again. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you lot check in for that one there. And yeah, man, listen, we'll be back tomorrow, midday live. Make sure you're there. That should be a fun episode. Everyone got beat on the weekend, man. Roms, Don.
How did everyone lose like that?
George, Man City, they drew as well. Should have lost.
So it's everyone but Arsenal.
You're gonna, with the shades on this week. You know the ones there. If you know, you know. And yeah, the Straight Jacket podcast tomorrow. And obviously, Big Six as usual, man. So yeah, and then after the international break, I don't know what I'm gonna do international. What are you doing for this international break? What's your vibe gonna be like? Is it looking? What's on this international break? Is there any football on? Decent football?
Yeah, there's football. It's international. But I was just thinking of like doing some content. Probably get some special guests on in regards to this.
Yeah, come on.
And then the week after, I might just run the I might run the Sarcasm City TV specials again. I might run them. Remember you did one, so I might reach out to a few people and do them in the second week. I'm just not sure. Yeah, I'm still just figuring it all out. That's what that is. But definitely got content popping up because international break is dreadful. Is dreadful.
Yeah. There you go, man. So yeah, we'll be back for that one there. And yeah, man, just keep supporting the channel, man. And we'll be back tomorrow, man. Sarcasm City TV. Now go over there and raid Saeed TV. Raid. We're out.